Hey, what's going on guys? GH here. In this video, we're going to look at the #1 Cleric build as of April 2020. And the build consists of Druid, Exorcist, and Crusader. And as always, we're gonna show some stuff. And here is Druid, Exorcist, and Crusader. Let's do this! Okay guys, here is the build. We got Exorcist there, then Crusader, and Druid. We're gonna start with Druid. Now, Druid are clerics who use the power of nature. They control plants to help allies or transform into monsters to use that monster's abilities. Now, Druids are focused on support type abilities, and the reason Druid is here is because of mainly lycanthropy, because it gives a boost in DPS and also its other skills. Now let's look at them. First skill we're gonna look at is lycanthropy. And what this skill does is let you transform into a werewolf with improved stats and specific abilities. Or turn into a human form werewolf with improved stats and you can use all your class skills. Most people just use the human form rather than the werewolf because the werewolf form is not good at the moment. I hope they change that in the future. The next skill is called Thorn. This skill used to be crap, but now it deals quite a decent amount of damage. Plus, you can make enemies bleed. Max this out, you're gonna need this. The next skill is Terea Trough. This is a self buff that increases your physical and magical critical damage for 15 seconds. I cannot stress this enough. Time this with your legendary equipment skills because it gives a crap ton of damage boost if you hit critical. The last skill we're gonna look at for Druid is Cortas Mata. This is a magic circle area attack that also heals and lasts for 15 seconds. And there's an art for this that changes how it works. And instead of dealing damage, it now only heals, which is pretty good, but it depends on the situation if you want to use this. And that's Druid. It's quite possibly one of the best class to pick in the Cleric class 3 in terms of overall usability. And now let's check out Crusader, the newest class in the Cleric class 3. Now, Crusader is a class that can be either a magic dealer or a healer, depending on your chant buff. And the reason this class is here is because of its insane damage. Most of its skills deals a huge amount of damage. And the first skill that does an insane amount of damage is called Protection of Goddess. This is a holy element magic circle area attack around you that deals a crap ton of damage. If the enchant you chose is the Goddess Retribution chant. If Blessing of the Goddess chant, it will instead heal. Now, I think I should have explained chant first. Okay, now chant is a skill that lets you pick between Goddess Retribution and Blessing of the Goddess, being Retribution as the offensive chant and Blessing is the healing chant. What it basically means is if you chose Goddess Retribution, all your Crusader skills will be offensive attacks. And if Blessing of the Goddess, all your skills will be heals. Now, there's an art for this that lets you use both, but you will have lower chant buff. The next skill we're gonna look at is Retaliation. This is a holy element light pillar area attack that deals moderate damage. It can only hit 6 enemies. The third skill is called Condemn. This skill lets you smash the ground and leaves a tree symbol that deals continuous damage on enemies that's stepping on it if you're on Retribution. And like the first two, it's also holy element. The last skill on the Crusader arsenal is called Sacred. This is another holy element magic circle attack that surrounds you. It's another hard-hitting multi-hit attack. Max this out. And that's Crusader. I think this should have been a wizard class because what the crap. Crusader hits more than most of the Crusader classes. Anyway, Crusader is pretty good. You won't go wrong by picking this class. Now let's head on to the last class, Exorcist. An Exorcist use magic of divine properties to expel energies and overthrow demonic enemies. And the reason this class is here is because it can supplement more damage output for this build with the use of its skills. First off is Rubric. This is a holy element Shinyu Hadouken attack that deals moderate amount of damage. There's the Ski Eclipse weapon for this that further increases its duration, equating to more damage. And there's an art for this that changes the element to dark and adding a new effect that lowers attack of enemies. The next skill is called Gregorate. Now, this is a holy element area attack that deals damage and debuffs targets with the Gregorate debuff, which increases damage received of enemies from holy element. So using this before unleashing hell on enemies, I guess heaven on enemies is a must. The next skill is called Kata di Caso. This conjures a holy element spear of light to attack enemies. And there's an art for this that changes the element to fire and adds an additional area attack effect after the spear went down. The next skill is called Aqua Benedicta. This sprinkles holy water on a specific area that deals damage continuously for about a few seconds. And using Rubric and Kata di Caso near Aqua Benedicta gives you additional damage. The last skill we're gonna look at is called Encratea. It's a buff that reduces damage taken and make you immune to knockdown and knockback. There's an attribute here that prevents you from fainting as long as the skill is active. And that's Exorcist. It recently received a few changes to make it more viable, and that's the class build. Now let's do the good and the bad. Let's start with the bad. There's only a few, and it's not even that much. First I could think of is there's a lot of skills here that only hits a few targets, and it's not even affected by AoE attack ratio. And what else? Oh no, I have to think of something. Oh yeah, there's no iframe here. And yeah, that's it. Now let's head on to the good stuff. This build is extremely good for boss fighting, thanks to the insane skill factor of Crusader skills, coupled with the revamped Exorcist skills. This build will pack a punch. Lastly, if you're looking for a Cleric build, this will be a good choice because this is very versatile. You can either heal or DPS, which is a good trait for an endgame build. All in all, this is an amazing build. I can't even think of a proper disadvantage for this build. And I reiterate, if you're looking for an endgame Cleric, this is very viable. And that's the build, guys. What do you think? Does this deserve the #1 spot or not? Share your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you like the video, hit the like button, share, and then subscribe to be part of the Gaming Hardcore family. And as always, this is Gaming Hardcore. See you in the next one.